June 13th, 2025. How's it going, guys? Well, I got another video for you. What are we going to talk about? Kansas City, Independence, Missouri. We're going to talk about North Kansas City. We're going to talk about Raytown, and we got a lot to talk about. So let's just start all the way through the week. It was around Tuesday. Heard this car going up and down the street. No tailpipes at all. It just sounds like it just straight pipes. I mean, no muffler, no muffler. And just before this, there was a black vehicle that pulled up here by this God's house up here. My security cam caught it. And this car goes up and goes down, goes up. So I thought I'd go outside. I want to see what's going on here with this deal. And it pulls off back down here off Willis. Now, it's amazing off Willis over here. There's a lot of druggies, a lot of drug dealers that deal over there. There's bikers over there, a little bit of everything. It amazes me too because I talked to one of the Independence cops and said, "Oh, I lived over there." I was thinking, "Well, you might live over there now, but I've been here for 58 years. I grew up here, and it's amazing all the credits over there off Willis and 46th Street over there. A lot of rental properties, a lot of people over there and stuff." But to go on with this, I'm going to show this real quick. And there's another guy come up the street right after this, turned on this corner up here, turned right off Willis, coming up 47th Street. And at first I thought he had a wig on, but he had one of those caps on. He had kind of like a ponytail. We're going to show that too. Then we're going to go into Wednesday because I went up here, up north, got me some pizza up there at Liberty. And then I usually come back by Ameristar or go by Harris and sometimes play a little bit. And had to get some gas over there by Ameristar in that area. Now I wouldn't go to those where the truck drivers are at and stuff because there's so much bad stuff going on over there and stuff. It's not even funny. There's drug dealing going on. There's hookers over there and stuff hooking over there in that area. Every time we come out of Ameristar, they're walking in between all that stuff. It amazes me too. Ameristar up there, they where the trucks used to park, they make them park in a different area now because I think there was something bad that did happen there. I often figured that either a truck driver got killed or a hooker got killed, one of the two, because it was all roped off all of a sudden, and no more trucks could go over there, and then they all had to go on the back side. Now I know that the casinos there, certain casinos and stuff now make them pay and stuff, but this was something else. But get this, bad habits die hard. And they've made it like actually a little like a roadway back behind there, which I can't even understand why anybody would want to go back there. But there's been cars hanging back there. And over the last couple of 3 weeks even, I've noticed there's one car that was sitting there with a guy in it. He was watching people. But this wasn't their security. This wasn't the security. This was just, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's just making them worse so where they can just sit there and wait to try to rob you or something else. Listen to that. That's our second fire run today. Hear that, guys? Well, Kansas City, Missouri's got to make a lot of runs down East 47th Street here. So we won't be showing that one today, but you heard it, guys. So we'll go on from there real quick. And then I'm getting gas. Trying to see if another one was coming down through here where I could show it. No, I think it was just that. All right, so I go into the station to get gas. Take a $20 bill in. And this guy in front of me, he had a hoodie on. And don't know if he was of age or not, but he's going to try to buy something. And we're going to show that. He said he had an Apple app, but he had something about a fake ID. And none of it made sense. So I even Googled this stuff, and it still doesn't make sense about some of this, what they say, fake ID. But the guy had a telephone in his hand. So if he had the Apple app on his phone, why would he have to go get another phone? Yeah, we're going to show that. Now, this station up there, I think, is a Phillips 66. Me and my son used to stop there all the time when he was younger. When we used to go up there, go to Oceans of Fun a whole bunch, we'd stop there at Subway. They had a Subway in there, and but lately this place, It's a clean place. It's a clean place, but there's a lot of bad people outside the place. You got to watch. About 3 weeks ago when we were there was a couple gals that come down, and they were just looking at, they were just eye candy, just trying to attract guys out there. And what was interesting, I kept watching this. We had our dash cam on our vehicle on. I had my body cam on, just like I did when I went in here when this guy was in front of me. And then he walked away. He didn't get his stuff. But there was two Latinos. Now, the women were just regular white. They weren't Latino. They were just regular, like American gals. The two Latinos were sitting up on that hill where there, I think there's a little motel up there on that wall, that hill over there, where they were seeing if any guys would approach these gals to pick them up. So they were working together. So what were these two guys going to do? Figures a couple guys come up, try to pick them up, and then these guys were going to come in and rob them. All four of them were going to try to take two guys or something. Yeah, that looked really weird too. And I thought, man, I don't know. But like I say, the place is clean. The guy was in there working at the place. He was very polite and stuff. I don't think that's the problem. I think it's outside. And they probably need a little bit more security or something out there in front. Or maybe a Randolph needs to be kind of driving through, or maybe Clay County Sheriff a little bit more. That would probably get that down a little bit more. We're going to show that, but we're going to show this guy. I think he's probably underage, and he didn't have his ID. Now I don't know what he was trying to buy. I don't know if it was alcohol. I don't know if it was tobacco, whatever else they sell there and stuff. We're going to show that real quick too. And Wednesday, when I went to the zoo, there was a black gentleman up in the middle of Raytown, a little past Raytown Water up there, as you're going on down 63rd. And this guy is like kind of like a homeless guy, but he gets out in the middle of the road and he acts like he's taking a dump in the middle of the road, like he's, Yeah, we're going to show that too. So it's been interesting. And like I said, I got several other things here to show too. So let's get started. Okay, guys, so what you're looking at, there's a house up here. Supposedly this guy owns a business that supposedly goes out and cleans places up and cleans houses up and stuff. I don't know what all, but when they first moved in, there's a lot of other activities going on at 1 a.m. in the morning. There's stuff that gals were coming up there at 1 a.m. and they didn't have a vehicle, so it was kind of weird. But getting on with this, there's a house on the other side here. And it's got a notice in the window. And why I'm making a content to talk about this right now about this is because the guy that's been around here for probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now, from living at the Walmart, living at Bass Pro out there and stuff, and Waterfall Park, also parks his vehicle up here. Now, I don't know if this house is vacant, if it's owned by the city, if it's owned by the bank or something else, but it's got a notice on the window of this, on this next door, on the other side of this, where it'd be on the west side of where this God's house, where they fly this God's flag like deal. But this black car pulled up here first, okay, guys? And this is the vehicle that was going up and down the street. And it had no mufflers on it whatsoever. And man, it made several passes. But it pulled back down here at Willis, and another guy come up here. Now, I'm just going to do this real quick. You see that? I'm not going to show going up and down several times, but it went up and down several times. And it was just, I mean, it's just a beater. It's nothing. But it like I say, and it was a deliberate deal. Now, this was around Tuesday or Wednesday here. And let me show that other deal here real quick too. I want to show this other guy come off. This one turned back down on Willis. Oh, Willis is just such a good area down there. That's going on up. Let's see. I don't know. Did it turn there? Like if you're going up here at Chrysler, did it go on up towards Blueview? Oh, it went on up towards Blueview. Oh, that's shocking. So hold on. So the white car turns down here at Willis after it made its, like I say, it's probably about, I know it probably went down, up and down at least minimum of 3 times, probably 4. And when it turned, then this guy come up. And I don't think this just looked weird too, man. But what caught my eye about this guy, see if we can bring this down. Yeah, he's got like a kind of like a deal around his head, kind of like a gang-like deal. And that looks wild, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like a good bunch over there off Willis. But I wanted to show that real quick here, guys. And we'll get to the next one here. Hold on. All right, guys. So this is up here in North Kansas City. Up here like you go by Ameristar, up by Worlds of Fun. And you can see this over here. There's like looks like a little or not apartment, but a motel over there. Now there was a car, like I said, it was about 3 weeks ago. There's a car sitting here with its lights on. But two gals, white American gals, come down here and they were walking around the parking lot. But this car was sitting up here. But that's what I thought was really weird. But the gals were down here and nobody was biting on it. Okay. So after we got their gas pretty much, got ready to go, these two Latin guys that were up here in this car come over here and they walked down here, but they left their vehicle. I seen them get out of their vehicle. And I thought, well, what are they going to do? Or they figured some guys were going to try to pick these gals up, and then what are they going to do? Try to rob them, knock them in the head, shoot them or something? But then what kills me, this was just this Wednesday. And you see this guy, it was in this truck. Now what I thought was weird about this thing is that, let me turn this volume down for a second, and I'll just let you guys see this. He's just standing there, and I can't figure out hold on a second. We'll try this. I slowed the speed down. Let's see if I can get this bar down too. This thing drives me nuts. You guys are just gonna have to deal with it here. When I come back around, let you see this guy. But you see him there. Now, what's this guy doing? You know, this guy didn't look intoxicated or anything like that. He didn't look like he was stoned or nothing. But he was just standing there and he's waiting. What's he waiting for? Was he going to try to bum money off somebody or something or what? I don't know. But you can see him turn around and get closer up there. This guy's Latino here. You can't make this up. This is Kansas City. Now, the only person else that was in there, other than one other person, was that guy that I'm going to go in. Basically, it's going to be in front of me. I'm going to show here. You wait. You wait. We're going to show that here. Oh, I got to do the speed. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, guys. So, you know, the guy come out the door. I don't know where he went. But I want you to hear this. Listen.
Hey, you take Apple Pay?
Apple Pay.
Okay, you might let him go in front of me because I got to get Face ID real quick. Or pass it. 1 second.
20 on 2.
20 on 2, yes, sir.
See, that guy in there was clean. He is nice. But what was this guy up to? Man, he was nervous too. I mean, shoot, are they going to rob this guy inside? Who knows what these guys are up to? But,
Hey, you take Apple Pay? Okay, you might let him go in front of me because I got to get Face ID real quick. Or pass it. 1 second.
20 on 2.
20 on 2, yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, guys, hold on. Oh, yeah, we don't want to, like I said, I wanted to show this real quick because this pertains to that up there by that God's house. But see how they're always sitting over here? Man, we got to keep, look, there ain't no reason to be over in these vacant parking lots unless you're dealing something. And that's the bottom line. What BS. But we're going to go on up here. Just a second. Hold on, guys. turn that down. Okay. Right there. Now that's the truck and the trailer. That is set. This guy, he's lived out of Walmart. He's lived out of Bass Pro. And he's, like I say, over here on 47th Street out of this house. That's weird, man. That's Independence. That's the old Hardee's parking lot. Crazy stuff, guys. Now, hold on. All right, guys, so I'm up in Raytown. And this was Wednesday when I went to the zoo. We're going to go on and we're going to show this here. Hold on just a second. And this guy, I don't know what his problem was, but we were way far away. Take a look at this. See that guy? See this? This is the guy right here. I'm going to enlarge it with my phone. But he gets in the middle of the street and then he acts like he's taking a dump. Turns his butt up to everybody coming this way. That don't even make sense. So he stopped right there. He stopped right there. I'm gonna show this on my phone because I enlarged it so you can see it better. And then he hightails it on across after that. So let's go back here for a second. There's a guy there. Hold on. Okay, so this is a guy crossing. And this is a guy, he stops right in the middle and he bends over and he acts like he's taking a dump. Right there in Raytown. You can't make this stuff up, man. I mean, crazy stuff. There's a little bit better there where you can see he's bending over. I don't know if I can enlarge that. So he's bending over, take a dump on everybody up in Raytown here. I was thinking, they just showed Raytown and supposedly about the Kansas City Royals, the Kansas City Chiefs, about making these scarves up in there. But then you got this here in Raytown crossing the road up here. And you can see where this guy, or he's crossing over to over here. I don't know if what that building is over there. Insane, guys. Insane. Yeah, this is Kansas City. This is Independence, Missouri. This is Raytown. This is North Kansas City. So hold on, guys. Okay, guys. So now, I had to go over to Walmart to get some Coke and a few other odds and ends and stuff. And, oh boy, I tell you. When I get back to the house, I didn't have any change in my pocket, okay? And I take the change out of my pocket. Now, this was the lady to hand me the change. And I'm thinking, man, you know, not good. I got the receipt here, too. This receipt, it was the change coming back was supposed to be $5.78. She gave me a 5 and she gave me 78 cents. Well, I didn't look at the cents. I didn't look at the change. But we're going to take a look at this change here, too. Now, you know, just about a week ago, they were talking about there's a whole bunch of phony bills, $20 bills going around. Some of the $20 bills are smaller. They don't look, you know, like I say, they're not as large as a regular dollar bill, basically. But I want you guys to look at this for a second. Now, when I looked at this, I thought, okay, well, we got a couple quarters here. Well, this first I thought, well, this looks like a quarter. Somebody defaced it on both sides. And it's still a quarter because you can look at the side of it. But somebody deliberately, and that's what she handed me. But it wasn't just one. Look at this. This too is also defaced on both sides. Interesting. Now, like I say, my dad, he was a supervisor over a whole bunch of convenience stores and filling stations. And what we'd see a lot of is slugs. And at first I thought, well, maybe this. I got looking. I thought, well, is that a slug? Because I hadn't seen one. I thought, no, that's a quarter. But somebody took some time doing that, I guess. Huh. That's interesting. I doubt if you took that to the bank, they'd give you anything for it. You know, what do you think? So I got cheated out of what, 26 cents? Because this is no good. See, it was $5.78 was the change back. But just another thing to be aware of. Now, this is a Walmart, the little baby Walmart that's up on Nolan Road. Interesting. But thought I'd like to give you guys a heads up on that too. A lot more stuff going on. You want to keep on your toes, definitely. You definitely want to count every one of those pennies there, guys. Don't you think?